last time on CritNet. The group, having met up at the boat, traveled back to the elevator to inform my name is of the lack of completion for their contract. But the ride was a bit more interesting than they had planned for. After a prayer to Valia, Ghastgar was met with a visage of the silvered shade. It stayed only long enough to slip him a paper before melting back into the river bottomless. It was a sheet of music that, when played eventually, led to the revelation that the stack of papers Huum Vall had been carrying on his person were much more than irrelevant scribbles, and were actually a map of the entirety of the fractures. Armed with this knowledge, the group bedded down and all enjoyed a good night's sleep, though Parker was awoken by an old acquaintance asking for his help. One Janice Tunger, saying she needs help. And that is where we pick up. Janice, the dark red grape, almost purple skinned tiefling standing over you, waving at you, Parker. Hi, I need your help.
Janice? What?
Yeah, that's my name. At least I think it is.
How did you get in here?
I don't remember.
Wait, how did you even find me?
I went into a lot of buildings, and I eventually came into the one that you're in. So here I am. I found you.
You know, I genuinely believe that.
I'm glad, because I don't think I'm lying.
Just wait. Well, so what do you need help with? And what are you doing here? What's going on?
Well, that's the thing, is that I need... So you know the plan that you said for me to go do, and I could go see the world and do everything. I loved it so much that I'm doing it. The problem is I don't know how to do it. Particularly in the fact that I don't have instruments to start my school of instruments with. So I remembered you had an instrument, and so I was going to find you and ask you where you got yours.
Hey, wait. Okay, well, hey, let's not talk about that out in the open too much.
Oh, no, not that one. That one I gave to you. No, I was thinking about your other one, because you were still a musician before then.
Correct, yes.
Yeah, no, that one. Unless that is one you're saying not to talk about. Sorry, I didn't think that Sorry, am I not supposed to talk about your other instruments?
No one knows what you and I know.
What do I know?
Janice, come on.
Oh, yeah, that one. Okay, got it. Sorry, I'm a little scatterbrained right now.
Why aren't you?
Good point. All right, ready to go?
Oh, I'm sorry, but where are we going?
I don't know. I was asking you. That's the whole point. I came here to ask you where you got your instrument. I found you. You tell me, and there we go. I figured this was gonna be simple.
Wait, okay, so you need instruments. Why don't you just go down to the music store and buy some?
Where is the music store?
Well, I mean, my parents actually run a music store.
Oh, what's it called?
Oh God, what do we call it? The Secondhand Serenade and Repair.
Oh. I don't know where that is.
Wait, well, go down there, take a left. Well, no, because that's better. It's been under construction for a while. Just go down to the roundabout. Well, I gotta go there anyway, so I guess you can come along.
Yay! Wonderful. Then off we go. And she just starts walking towards the door.
Parker's going to see if anybody else is awake first. Janice, hold on. Give me a moment.
She stops like mid-stride, frozen in place.
Is anybody else awake?
Are any of you other ones awake?
I was the first one to go to sleep. How long has it been?
It's about, I'd say, since you guys kind of had a late night, long trek. I'd say it's about 9 in the morning.
But I mean, like, how long have I been in bed?
Oh, you guys have been in bed for maybe 10 hours.
Okay. I was the first one awake. First one asleep. I imagine I might be the first one awake. Besides
Okay.
Parker being very interestingly interrupted.
Okay.
I had one of those nights where when you have something on your mind and you can't really fall asleep, but you close your eyes and your body falls asleep, but your mind is not asleep. Yeah, I had one of those nights. So if he wakes me up, it's not going to be a big thing.
Okay.
So Ghastgar is not out of his room, but Ghastgar is fumbling through his bags and mulling things over of what has happened and probably a bit restless sounding in his room.
Okay.
I'll let Parker do with what he does with that information.
It sounds like people are stirring.
If it sounds like people are stirring, then I'll kind of like... who sounds like they're the most stirring, I guess. It would have been probably Ghastgar.
Yeah, because he was moving stuff.
I'm gonna knock on the door of Ghastgar's room.
Yes?
Ghastgar.
Oh, Parker, what's up?
A friend of mine has come to visit. I'm going to escort her to my parents' house. So, just wanted to let someone know that I'm leaving.
You're introducing a friend to your parents? I didn't realize you had somebody that important.
No, not like that. She is looking for instruments, musical instruments. And it just so happens that my parents run a musical instrument shop. So I'll be escorting her there.
Okay. I don't know if anybody has talked to my name is yet, but I might want to just hard avoid her is my guess, because we haven't told her about not completing our contract yet.
Ooh, yes, that's a good idea.
Yeah, just heads up. We should do that one together, I think, as a group.
Hey, Ghastgar. How are you, bud?
Not well, my friend. Not well. Hey, do you have Castiel's box?
I do. It is in my room if you want to go over it and everything.
Yeah, can I have that for while you are out and away?
Oh, yes. Go for it.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Yes, I'm going to I want to take a closer look at it.
That's fine. I know what you've recently been through is a lot to take in, so if you need anybody to talk to, let me know.
Yeah, I don't really even know how to even talk about what you and I learned yet.
Hang in there, bud. I'm here for you. And then I'll turn away and head off with Janice.
Okay. She is still frozen in place.
I'm done. We can go now.
Okay, cool. And she kind of unfreezes and walks towards the door. When you open the door, it is locked. Or was locked. Strangely. Door opens.
Okay.
Nonetheless. Everyone has just kind of got their normal hustle bustle. You actually see a couple Sigwin guild members finally coming out of their guild door. A couple of them kind of stretching. Looks like they just woke up. Two of them are having these massive sacks over their shoulders, and they're walking towards their secretary in the center ring. And it just looks like they're all kind of getting ready for the day. Either turning in contracts they did want to turn in after a long night of adventuring, or coming up or doing jobs or whatever. But my name is sitting there, just kind of looking out.
I'm going to grab Janice by the wrist, and we are going to double time out of the guild hall.
Okay, make a stealth check with disadvantage.
That's rough, boys.
What'd you get?
That's a natural 1.
Oh, you're gonna fall on your face.
No.
Okay,
Grill
okay.
you so hard.
So Parker, as you come out
Hold on,
of your guild hall
Sawyer.
door, well,
I would like to use my critical gambit.
Yes.
oh, thank goodness. Okay.
All right.
Yes.
I've never wanted another sequence of natural ones to happen more than right now.
Oh,
Okay.
please.
Sawyer, please remind
Yes.
the listeners what critical gambit is.
Okay. Yes. So the critical gambit. Anytime one of the players rolls a natural 1, they have the opportunity of re-rolling it. However, if they roll an odd number or anything that fails the check, then it is upgraded immediately to the worst possible outcome. So even if you roll a 19, that is an auto fail for the worst possible outcome.
What'd you roll? What did you roll?
Is it the face of the die or my modifier?
It is the face of the die.
Okay. That is a 9.
Nah. Yes.
Here lies Parker.
Yes.
Let's go, boys.
Okay. Beautiful. So, Parker, as you walk out that guild hall door, you open the door. For some reason, this door does not open to the right or to the left. It opens up and diagonally because it is just the strangeness of this door. And as it does so, it rises above the crowd, drawing my name Iz's attention. She looks, that door hasn't done that for a very long time. Wow, what is over there? And just in that moment, the crowd part ways and it leads right to you, in which you see you exiting with Janice from the room, of which she also immediately stands up, points to you. Parker, who is this? And then your bow falls from your pack, screeching across the back of your violin. And everyone else in the entire guild hall now looks to you.
A friend I am introducing to my parents.
Well, hello there. Good morning. How are you?
Fantastic. You have not answered my question.
Can you repeat the question?
Excuse me, who is this? I do believe you just pulled her out of the guild hall, and I did not and have not agreed to allow another guild member.
Yes, this is a visitor of mine. I'm escorting her. I am escorting her out of the guild hall.
Wonderful. Well, I suppose the fulfillment of your contract then is in order?
Yes, unfortunately, I do not have the gather materials for those. The other guild members do, I believe. They might be going over them with Relic right now. You might want to go check.
Well, Relic has not returned yet, so I would be very curious to know how they are doing this.
Me as well. I just assumed he was there. I just woke up moments ago.
You failed the contract, didn't you?
No.
Roll deception. This is not the first time she's dealt with this. Oh yeah, it's totally in the room over there with Relic. Just wait. We'll go talk about this. It'll be fine. All right, so Mr. Parker, what was your deception?
Oh, it was a dirty 20.
My name is just does kind of retract her hand, sit back down as gracefully as possible, and puts her elbows on the desk and leans in. Well then, I will be awaiting the fulfillment of this. Let me reiterate, it was a very important contract.
Oh, I have no doubt that, but I must be off.
Hurry back.
And then I keep going. And don't look back.
Everyone in the guild hall has officially stopped still and is now just watching you two go by.
I make zero eye contact with anybody, and I just beeline it straight out of the guild hall.
Janice just kind of starts waving to everyone as she passes by. You can almost swear you feel the eyes even out onto the fresh morning streets, but after a little bit, it does too also fade. Moving back to the guild hall lobby, who has emerged from their door the first?
Kruz has given up trying to sleep, so he sits up in his bed and slides his boots on, walks out, and heads straight to make himself some coffee.
No, the first word was more accurate.
All right. So, Ghastgar, what are you doing?
Imagine, actually, that as soon as Parker had left, I immediately just proceeded out of my room to his room to grab Castiel's box. And I have been tinkering with it at the table, examining it to see if I can get a lead on how to open it.
Okay. Make a intelligence check.
I'm good at those, theoretically.
While he's tinkering with that, Kruz is pulling everything out to make some breakfast.
Okay.
Ooh. 19 on the die with +4 for 23.
23. All right. Opening up all 6 flaps, you can. Each side, you look, and each one of them is perfectly identical. Looking in and even taking a small measuring tool and measuring the inside, all of them are exactly the same, which is very, very much impossible given the fact that this box is only 2 feet wide, and you measure 2 feet on one side, you open the other side, and you measure 2 feet on the other side. So theoretically, this box needs to be 4 feet in order to accompany all of the space that it's showing on the inside.
And that's not including the side panels. So
that's not including the side panel. So that's everything.
All right. This box is a bunch of baloney. What the heck is going on? Do I see any sort of seam or screw or something to perhaps get further in?
No, it doesn't show any signs of it.
I'm gonna do something buck wild.
Okay.
I throw it on the ground as hard as I possibly can to see if I can shatter it. I want to, or bust something loose.
I like where this is going.
Hold on. I have a question. If he does that, can a door open, Kruz fumble a pepper because he's going to make himself some Denver omelets, some peppers, onions, ham, and a little bit of cheese, and one of the peppers rolls off my counter and falls right into the box?
Given the fact that the box is unscathed by your spiking it into the ground,
oh,
sure.
Wait, come on. I need to have you roll a strength check or something here.
Okay, roll a strength check.
All right, that's an 11.
11. You spike this thing right on the corner, perfectly there. It should shatter to a million. Ba-doink, ka-dunk, 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 ka-dunk. And then a pepper falls on it. Door's not closed yet, though.
No, the door's got to close. That's the whole point. It's like a happy accident.
You want to close the door?
Sure.
It's a happy accident now. This Kruz just looks down at the pepper in the door and then just kicks the flap shut.
What are we going to get?
Kruz, what have you done?
Whatever results, he has to eat it.
Oh, darn. You put a pepper in the daggum Castiel's box. No, I'm sorry. Okay. Ready? Ooh.
It's going in breakfast, whatever it is.
All right. Roll your D6, sir.
Ooh. Wait, this isn't a fail. Okay, 1.
All right. All the lines disappear for a moment and then reappear. Seems as though your pepper's ready.
While the lines are glowing, I'm looking for some sort of clue to power source to see where they might be emanating from, to see if that might give away some kind of clue about either how it works or how to open it further.
Okay. It seems as though when the when it falls in and the box activates itself, that the power source and light is in the exact center of the box. Like, right in the exact center.
Yeah. So, but was there like any sort of lines or anything of like, it follows this route?
No, actually. It all seems to just emanate from the inside. And there's the lines on the outside actually grow kind of more dim than anything because of the movement on the inside. It seems as though if you were to, as you had listened previously before, it seems like any of the sound or movement that actually occurs within this box when something is placed in it is right in the dead center of this box.
I hate this thing. I do not get how it works. If you put whatever comes out of that box into our breakfast, I'm going to smack you, Kruz.
Kruz is just chopping up onions right now. And poured himself.
Oh, no, I scoot the box over to him. This is your problem. You close the door.
Kruz is I'm gonna pick up the box. I'm gonna flip open the hatch and kind of point it away from me and then slowly look in.
There are now 2 peppers.
Oh, sweet. I'm gonna take them out and inspect them thoroughly.
Okay, please make a investigation check.
Woohoo, nat 20!
Natural 20. You give this pepper a good up and down look, and then you see this small lid on it. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. It's just another pepper.
You got me excited. I was like, wait.
You literally just you duped a pepper.
I'm going to eat the new one and just start chopping up the other one. Oh.
It tastes good. Just like a pepper.
All right, and then I'm going to set the box back on the table, and I'm going to pour the eggs in the pan. And
Hey, Kruz, how mad are you at Dreams still?
don't want to talk about it.
Do you have a whole lot of rage built up in you about this? Yes or no?
Yeah, I have more than enough about this, and I have a lot of stuff on my mind, especially about who I can and can't trust and the people I thought were friends. I'm doubting everything I've ever known in my life right now, so don't want to talk about it.
Kruz. I don't need to know about your personal problems. What I need to know is if you would like to imagine that this box is Greem's and smash it as hard as you possibly can with your hammer.
Hammer's in my room. All I have is this knife. I'm going to make some breakfast. Would you like a cup of coffee?
I would like you to drink a cup of coffee so that you get super amped up and hit this box as hard as you possibly can.
Sorry, I made the coffee to where I don't have to chew it. Not going to get ramped up.
Kruz, I want you to smash the box with a freaking hammer.
I'm going to grab a cast iron skillet and I'm going to slam it on the box.
Please roll to attack.
Should I roll a strength check or what's my attack and die?
Just roll to attack. Oh no. Okay, fine. Just roll a d4, add your strength modifier. Improvised weapon, boys.
Okay, that's a 4 plus... That's an 8 damage.
8 damage. It is a hefty cast iron skillet that you just absolutely smash into the top of this box, full on. And considering this was on the kitchen table, the table itself, made of wood, similar as the box, actually begins to bend and break in a few places at the force of the hit, but the box remains unscathed.
What in the world is this box made of?
I'm going to put the pan on the stove, pour eggs into it, and take a drink of my coffee.
No, drink the eggs.
Drink the eggs.
I might have drank some eggs already.
Oh. Jeez. Kruz, the freaking bodybuilder over here, wakes up, just cracks a couple ones right in the inside of his bed, and just like, hop, done.
What, you don't? Speaking of Huum Vall, does any of this noise wake him up?
You all largely assume that he's still here.
Yes, I largely assume.
Are you still here?
Oh, Huum Vall, seeing as though he had nothing planned for today, just went out for a run.
Okay. Huum Vall, on your run, as you're out passing through most of the Pinfeather district. It is a beautiful, beautiful place. It's recently begun to take on a little bit more of the aesthetic of the Steamtop district, where there's a lot more kind of metal poles, metal pipes beginning to run through. But they're all very cleanly lined. It doesn't look random at all. It's just a little bit more of like an aesthetic that this side of the city starting to gain a little bit. You being new to it, wouldn't have recognized it looking any different any other way, but it is looking fairly pretty, and it is a welcome sight because it is not raining at the time.
Finally, a good day.
And a thunderclap rolls in.
Just to smote Huum Vall. He will never be safe. No, but as you pass by, you do see Parker and a tiefling walking through the Pinfeather district on their way to the Swarf district.
Huum Vall is going to jog on by and make sure he catches Parker's attention.
Huum Vall passes by you, Parker.
As he does, he raises up two of his claws and points at his eyes and then points at Parker's eyes and does this twice and then continues running by.
Parker shudders.
Did that guy know you?
Yes, I know him.
Oh.
We're going through a thing.
Oh, one of those things.
No, not one of those things.
Oh, one of those things.
No. We are guild members, and I might have broken into his room yesterday and caught me in the act. Not proud of it, but I needed answers.
How romantic. Wait, he wasn't in the room.
No.
Wait, why were you breaking into his room if he was... Anyway, you are strange to me. Hey, yes, as she says, looking over that way to your right, as you are passing through a rather ornate series of houses. You know this place to be very, like, where most of the higher-ups kind of stay, where a lot of the higher merchants kind of hang out. It's a little bit off of the beaten path, so they kind of like their seclusion, but it's one of the ways into the Swarf district. It's the most fast one that you know, given the fact you're kind of a local and you know kind of the back alley roads. Mm-hmm. But as you pass by, she just points up and, hey, there's my home. And you see a bunch of those, those like clotheslines that span between buildings, specifically like New York and really like crowded places?
Yes.
You see a bunch of these tied together into what you could almost call a cross between like a hammock and a pillow fortress. A woman right now is leaning out her window trying to untangle a dress from a bunch of socks that have been tied to the sleeves of it, as a man across the way is asking very politely for the socks and the pair of underpants that is also tied very close to the woman's right, as they're trying to figure out how to undo this massive mess. Looks very comfy, but as she just points it out, there's my home. That's where I've been staying. They're all super nice people. I've been listening to them like all the time for like the past 3 days.
Wait. Oh, stop. I'm going to stop you right there.
What?
You've been sleeping outside in the alley.
Yep.
Ooh. You really did come here very unprepared, didn't you?
I was planning on going back home, and then you said, go do your dreams. And so I came here to do just that. And that wound up making me sleep in a sky hammock.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize what I was going to put you through.
What do you mean?
You've been sleeping in alleys.
This has been the best part of my life. There's nothing ever this exciting back home. Over here, I'm able to just run around, do whatever I want. I walked into a bakery the other day, picked up a loaf of bread, and walked out. Like,
that's theft.
I didn't even know you could do that.
You just described a crime to me.
A crime?
Oh dear Lord.
Aren't those like bad things?
Yes, Janice, they're bad
but
things.
But no one yelled at me.
Look, let's go. Let's continue on. I'm going to ignore everything I'm going to forget everything I just listened to.
Okay. Onward to get my... What were they? Instruments. That's right. And onward you guys go, passing through the the rest of the Pinfeather district into the Swarf district, of which you are able to very easily locate your father and mother's shop.
I lay my eyes upon my parents' shop. And I stop and I take a couple moments as I stare at it. All right, let's go. I walk up to the front.
Are your D&D games feeling stale, plain, or downright boring? Upgrade them today with beautiful landscapes, terrifying dungeons, wholesome inns, and vast forests. Draw your players into your own personal fantasy world with Arkenforge. Arkenforge.com provides hundreds of preloaded items for you to mix and match to fully customize your worlds. Use promo code CRITNIT to get $5 off your purchase today. That's CRITNIT. CRITNIT.
Hey everybody, this is Lola, also known as the Gamer Mom Bomb. I'll be joining you guys in a few episodes as Alanya, the Elven Druid. I'm super excited to join this team. Make sure you enjoy the show, and I'll see you guys soon.
Hey everybody, this is Chris Cornish, your audiomancer for CritNit. I just want to take a little time out to ask you to do a couple of things for us. Find us on Twitter and follow us if you haven't already. We are at crit_n_it. Also, if you could please leave us a rating and review on iTunes or Google Podcasts or wherever else that you find us, it would help other people find us and get the story out to others. And speaking of the story, let's hop back into it.
All right. As you enter, the first thing that hits you is the smell of sawdust and fresh lacquer. The smell is very familiar to you, as you spent most of your life in this aroma. The sound of a cello rings out from the back of the other side of the room, unseen through the shelves of musical supplies, stands, books, bows, and a whole section of brass metronomes, all ticking at different chaotic intervals before morphing into kind of pseudo shapes and patterns for a few moments before once again descending back into random chaos. You see instruments of all kinds lining the walls. To your right, you see the stringed instruments hung from that wall. There are 10 violins of different shapes and sizes. There are about 5 violas, and at the very end you see 2 hurdy-gurdies. And for any of you who don't know what a hurdy-gurdy is, look it up. It is an amazing instrument. It is one of my personal favorites. To your left, you see the brass and copper instruments of all shapes and sizes, trumpets, trombones, clarinets, and flutes, along with a dar minumenal, a dar minumenal, a Deodovan-specific instrument played by use of their extra appendages to manipulate dials along the large curved metal rod that changes the tone and note while the user blows through the center hole. Very rare that your parents actually worked on these. These are usually kind of in-house projects. Let's see, over the shelves you can see necks of several basses and a harp, and the necks of various guitars filling the wall space on the farthest wall where you know the front desk is.
Do I see anybody?
At the moment, just shelves. You hear the sound of the cello in the back right, so someone's here, but at the moment you can't see anything.
I'll walk around and see who's playing the cello or what's going on over there.
Okay. Making your way around, you see Huum Vall sitting there looking at you menacingly.
He gives you the same two claws with the eyes back and forth, and then puts the cello down and leaves.
No, so turning around the corner, you see an older satyr woman sitting behind a desk. She's dressed very formally in a traditional bronze-colored shirt dress, bearing white trim and having sleeves rolled all the way up to her bony shoulders. She is twisting the knobs of a redwood violin while swaying to the sound of music being played in the corner by a beautiful, dark blue-skinned tiefling woman. Her horns kind of twist up and around her head in these mesmerizing dual helixes with red and white ribbon tied in equal points that kind of thread through and string across, making a woven nest to which her bright orange hair rests before flowing down across her shoulders. She's dressed in a white evening gown with stark red ribbon set upon the front and laces down the sides. Her eyes are closed as she sways back and forth with the melody, only cracking an eye for a moment to see what was approaching before returning her focus. The woman at the counter sees you approach, sets down the tool and greets you. Hello there, dear. What can I do for you? Parker? Is that you?
Hello, Mother.
Hello, my dear. She kind of turns. Bernard! Bernard! What? Our son is here. Of course it is, woman. It's 10 in the morning. No, not the son. Our son. It's everybody's son, Aurora. Bernard, come out and see our son, for goodness sake. All right. You finally hear the sound of a chair creaking, hooves on hardwood, as a wrinkled face of a satyr pops out from behind the red curtain that lay just beyond the counter. Nose bears a pair of high-powered lenses that makes his eyes seem almost 3 times as large. And from what you can see, he is working on finishing something as a small cloud of wood dust kind of falls from his head. He looks out towards the door, sees you two. Looks wonderful, honey, and dips back inside. Aurora rolls her eyes for a moment before the hooves stop padding away, turn, and Bernard bursts back through in a glorious display of dust and various other particulates as he looks at you. Parker! You're here! He turns to Aurora and says, Why didn't you tell me he was here? Good to see you again. How are things?
Good morning, Father.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Allow me to introduce you to a friend of mine. This is Janice. And I'll like step aside and like showcase Janice.
Janice kind of half bows in a very, very proper curtsy, and then sits back up. I need instruments, and Parker here tells me that you guys sell them. Well, yes, we do. They are everywhere. What do you want? Parker, what does she need? She looks lost.
Yes, that's her natural face shape.
A TI-83.
Yes. From Texas Instruments.
Yeah, we just got one of those.
Janice, what are you looking for?
Well, I was hoping for like a couple of those. She points at some flutes, a couple of those. I mean, it's going to be a music school, so we have to cater to everybody.
Hold on. I think before you do anything else, before you buy these instruments, you yourself don't even have a home to live in. So where are you going to... You think about this for a second, please. Just stop.
Well, there was some more room in the alley. I could string a few more together and have it... No, people wouldn't notice me in an alley. You're right. Okay, well, what do you suggest? You're the one who told me to do this in the first place. You tell me what to do now. I followed my dream and it's led me here.
Well, Mother, are you in need of an apprentice?
Well, matter of factly, I haven't had much use for your old room, and I had been, since you left several years ago, I have actually had no use for it. I've kept it clean and organized, but it's not really had anyone to use it, so I suppose if your friend here, who I assume is from school, she is welcome to it, and she seems like she has the heart for music and a healthy curiosity. I wouldn't mind allowing her to peruse our wares, and I could teach her a thing or two. I know how to play every instrument in this place, and fix them.
Including the Deodovan one?
Ghastgar, where'd you come from?
And she...
Matter of factly, yes. That was an insider job.
And suddenly, 4 appendages erupt from her back.
I'm a Satyr Dovan.
Oh.
Nobody saw that coming.
Also,
Parker's
known as
1-2.
Yes.
All right.
Well, perfect. That means that's at least a starting ground for you.
Oh, wonderful. We'll have a school up here running in no time.
Father, why don't you take Janice out back and show her around the shop?
Well, sure. Wonderful. Come right in.
Go right in. We're going to go see the rapids.
Leads her in the back.
And then I'll look to my mother. And, do we have somewhere private to speak?
Well, yes. Yeah, well, we can go up to your old room. It's vacant. No one ever uses it.
And then, so I'll turn and head upstairs.
You guys then head up to your old room. Back at the guild hall, Ghastgar, the box remains undamaged by your several attempts to bludgeon it. Kruz, you have made and eaten breakfast. It was very good. Huum Vall, you have the opportunity to return from your run if you so desire.
Absolutely not.
Ghastgar goes from kind of scientifically trying to bash the thing to just chucking it around the room, getting very, 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 very frustrated, and eventually throws it into the fire and just lets it sit there.
Oh man, remind me to just have you roll up a whole bunch of characters when I teach you Pathfinder. Because man.
So you huck this thing into the fire, and against my better judgment of having it implode and destroy everything by this point, it is unaffected by the flame.
Nonsense, the box now eats the fire.
I was just going to say, does the box eat the fire now?
Yeah, it did a door open as I chucked it in.
You can roll a d6. Roll a d6 for me right now.
I got an extra.
I love everything
I got
about
it
Right
too.
now, this
He's
is
going to
too
get a
amazing.
flamethrower.
I rolled a 2.
Rolled a 2. Perfect. Oh my!
Come on, Sarah Jazz.
It's
Come on,
never
Sarah
good
Jazz.
when your DM laughs his head off.
Come on, Balrog.
If you summon a Balrog in the guild hall,
Okay.
I'm blaming you.
And the second fall
Okay.
of the Guild of No One happens now.
I do need you to roll initiative.
Well, hey, we have not opened the door yet.
You have not, and it was not needed.
Oh, okay. I got 18. Oh, like plus 4, so 22.
2022. Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Yeah,
let me
next
just
year.
pull up. Let me just pull up the stats to this particular creature.
Oh man, Parker's missing out on all the fun then.
is it a wall of fire?
Okay. Well,
That's the reason I ran today.
you huck the box into the fire. Frustration and anger. One of the doors opens as you do, and in throwing it and it landing in there, you see the door kind of close as one of the logs kind of shifts. All the lines disappear, and it kind of falls out. And upon falling out, something pushes open the door from the inside. Just fire erupts from the inside of this. You see it swirling and whirling around itself. You suddenly see 2 glowing red eyes begin to form. You see the flame begin to kind of expand into these kind of arm-like tendrils. A kind of ever-shifting, flickering being begins to emerge from this box.
Is there a glass of water nearby?
Yes, there is.
I grab that and I douse it.
Okay. 1 point of cold damage.
Cruz, we need more water.
Kruz is going to stand up, walk over to the sink, and start filling up a bucket full of water.
Very good. Okay, what was your initiative rolls, please?
Oh, was I supposed to roll initiative?
Yes, you guys were supposed to roll initiative.
22.
Okay. Kruz?
That one.
That one. What's your dexterity? What's your dex modifier?
+1.
+1. All right. Because this creature also natural 1. So, to be fair, you guys were in close contention. Mr. Ghastgar, what are you doing?
Ow. Does this thing seem hostile and intent towards us?
As you have splashed water in its face, it's not very happy. I mean, it could also be like the dagger squirrel and just kind of needs time to gain sentience. But, you know, it's up to you what you want to do in this moment.
Free action to talk?
It is a free action.
Hey, I am having a really bad day, and I'm pretty sure you're real, but you might not be. Do we have to do this? Do we have to fight? Do we have to fight? Please tell me no.
Please make a persuasion check.
15.
15. In the whipping around of this creature's kind of flailing about, you see it kind of begin to kind of bring itself in a little bit. Doesn't seem like it's terribly hostile, though it is most certainly kind of eyes still burning at you in particular.
Sorry about the whole water thing. But I have had a very strange 24 hours, and I am kind of curious about something, and I think you might have an answer for me, maybe? You didn't seem to have sentience until just a little bit ago, and by the way, you're welcome for that. And when you acquired your sentience and you're inside the box, where did it come from?
Hello, newborn baby. Where did your soul come from? Tell me now. The creature kind of, as its head kind of like turns to the side, in however way you can kind of tell by the eyes, it kind of cocks its head. The flame's still licking above it. It just kind of like shrugs, however a fire can kind of shrug.
Okay. Yeah. I kind of don't understand the thing that birthed you either, and it's really kind of confusing, isn't it? Is it kind of strange to be suddenly sentient?
You go down and like pick up the box.
That's your mother.
You kind of hug it. Kind of cradle it. It looks like it's starting to get the idea.
Okay. So, are we cool? Or can we be friends? Because I really, to be honest with you, I don't know how many of those I have, and I feel like I could probably use somebody who has no past. Like, this is actually kind of a very intriguing moment for me. You have no past other than about 5 seconds ago, so that means you have no prior agenda that could cause me some ill will from past agendas. And so it would actually be, you're kind of like the ideal friend for me at the moment. Somebody that has nothing to possibly do with specifically me, unless you really want to burn me to a crisp. And can we please not do that? I really don't want to.
At the mention of being a friend, you see its eyes just kind of curve up and kind of what would look like a smile if it had a mouth, and it kind of like suddenly swoops down towards you and almost like puts an arm around you.
I like the idea of a hug, but very hot. Very hot.
It kind of like retracts a little bit.
I say, wait, hold on, 1 sec. Hot. And I would like to quickly look around the kitchen area to see if I can figure out some sort of fire retardant sort of thing that I could make together out of scratch and like coat myself in it real quick, just like give myself a quick slosh of it.
There are hot pads.
I was gonna throw him a hot pad.
I was gonna say, it's like, there's like maybe some baking soda, and
yeah, no, there's baking soda and hot pads,
and some. Is there any clay?
No.
Give me some thing.
Why would there be clay just sitting around in a guild hall?
I take the thing of baking soda and I throw it all over myself because that is a natural fire retardant. Say, okay,
that's fair.
Now hug, but be careful. Don't squeeze too hard because I don't want it to get into you.
Feel like the flames just kind of get as close as possible. You can feel the heat. It just doesn't hurt. And it just kind of like...
That feels warm. Yeah, that feels
connects
warm.
On the other side and just... And then it kind of retracts, kind of stands up still, kind of happy.
I'm going to call you Jerry. What are you, by the way? Do you know what you are?
He points to the box.
Yes. You are son of box. Yes. Can I have the box? I'm now much more calm about box, but
when you say can you have it, it almost puts another hand on it and just turns away from you.
I will not hurt the box. I will not hurt the box. I will not hurt the box.
Looking down at it like you're about to just take its mother. Oh wait.
I if anything, I'm also kind of your father.
He hands out the box to you. And me, okay, well, this logic tracks. Here's the box back, Mr. Father.
But also not that. This is really weird. This got weird. Anyway,
the floor is also beginning to burn by this point.
Oh, can you cool yourself down any?
It looks at its hand and then just kind of holds it out to you.
Can you make your flames less hot? I understand that you are fire, but fun fact about fire. Different things burn at different temperatures, and some of those things burn at temperatures that are colder than what the things on the floor made of, and we don't want to burn the house down.
Can I investigate the creature?
Sure. Make an intelligence check.
A 19.
19. So just in the working of the forge, working in fire, you would have heard in taverns the stories of these ancient people groups who used to use these things called fire elementals. They were just being straight up made of fire and just of fire, nothing but fire and are fire, and that's about it. They are literally the living embodiment of fire itself. Have no physical form, have no physical anything. They just are fire, but living.
So after his fire log crack, has he cooled down?
No. So what he does is he suddenly floofs over to one side of the room, leaving a small flame trail as he does, and grabs off one of these shelves a candle. Ooh. And he fluffs it back to you, and he kind of sets it right in your hand, and then he puts what would look like almost like two fingers up and wait, and then kind of touches the tip of the wick, and you just see his entire form just kind of onto the wick.
Okay, this is pretty cool.
Is the wick burning away?
Yes, it is.
So we're gonna need candles. Lots of candles. Hey, Kruz, do you want to come with me and talk to my name is about? I think
if we take a fire elemental out of the guild hall and everybody sees an extinct creature, we're gonna be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, but hey, Jerry, how would you feel if somebody got mad at me?
You feel heat resonating from the candle at a greater amount.
I think it'll be okay.
I'm just saying,
man.
at this
Do
age,
what you want.
I'm just saying at this age, a bucket of water looks like it could extinguish it. I say we.
Oh, you feel it immediately get very, very warm.
Hey, Kruz, don't talk about water around here, okay?
Oh, okay.
Not in a threatening way. That's mean.
I'm saying for its own protection, it may want to live in the stove or the fireplace where it can have all the food it wants, and we can go explain the situation to Mai.
Yes, but see, if Jerry comes with us to talk to Mai, and Mai starts losing her mind over us not being able to complete the contract, remember, we weren't able to complete it. We don't need to tell her why. But if she gets angry about it, we'll just tell her, like, hey, it's okay. And if she starts getting super unreasonable about it, I mean, Jerry can reveal that he's more than just a lit candle and, maybe aid us in peaceful conversations.
But should we tell her about Castiel's box, or should we say we found him in the fracture?
He came out of the fireplace.
Manipulate that truth as hard as you can twist it.
It is not a lie. He came out of the fireplace.
Nope. He did.
Okay.
Hey, Goodman, I see you've been reading the book on how to play a rogue with 0 charisma.
Mm-hmm.
All you have to do is say things that are true.
Just not the whole truth.
But, we do kind of have to talk to My Name Is eventually, and
I thought we were going to do that as a party.
Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea.
So now we have to wait for the others to get here, and he's going to get hungry. There is a fireplace full of nummy wood.
Yeah, Jerry, do you have a favorite kind of wood to eat? Is that the right question?
Let's see. Very similar to apparently Sviti. It just kind of, you see like a very mini Jerry just kind of like poof out of like the candle and just kind of like shrug. It's never eaten before. It doesn't know what wood is.
I'm going to go draft a letter for Dexter, and we may be able to get Jerry a job, but
Ooh.
Jerry, can you get really big and small on command?
It nods.
Ooh.
Jerry,
Hey,
can
Kruz.
you heat a forge hot enough to melt metals?
It shrugs. It doesn't know what a forge or metal is.
Jerry, I have an interesting idea, that something fun that we can do with Mr. Kruz over here. So, Kruz is going to pull out a knife right now, or some kind of metal that he maybe has in hand, and you're going to hop into the fireplace and get as hot as you can without burning the place down, please. See if you can make this solid thing that he gives you turn into a puddle.
Or at least glow.
It shrugs, and you see it kind of like swoof off of the candlestick over onto or over into the actual fire pit, where you can kind of make out like him, like his general form, just kind of sitting there, like kind of like hands over his knees, just kind of like la da da, waiting for Kruz to get close.
I'm gonna actually drop a nail right in the front of the fire and say, "All right, do your thing."
Okay. You see his eyes kind of disappear, and you see the fire in the fireplace just kind of go a little bit brighter, and then brighter, and a lot in a big. Oh, it's very bright. It's hurting your eyes to look at. You feel the heat from about 20 feet away, and you can literally see the flames from what you can out the kind of the peripheral of your eyes, shooting up the chimney.
I'm gonna reach into my blacksmith's bag and pull out a welding mask and put that on.
Do you have any tongs with you?
I do. I have an entire blacksmithing set. I have hammers, tongs. I got the works. And I'm gonna look at Ghastgar and say, Ghastgar, I need you to build me a portable forge.
Well, the fire part just got a lot easier. I'll get to
Yes.
work on tinkering up some metal. And with that,
Okay.
I feel like a scene change is in order.
Wonderful. You two begin to have your personal time with Jerry, your personal freaking fire elemental now. You people. I did not wake up this morning thinking you guys were just, yes, they're going to get a fire elemental. They're going to name it Jerry. It'll be fine. Jeez, I love D&D. This is the kind of crud I live for.
I mean,
Gosh.
my raging about a box created a friend.
It did. And and honestly, and to be truly honest, that was supposed to be a very big bad enemy, but I also had no reason to attack you. So it was like, it just kind of turned neutral by that point, and no one attacked it.
They attacked it right away. What are you talking about?
He splashed water on it.
Yeah, 1 point of damage is 1 point of damage.
1 point of damage to a creature that has 103 HP is nothing. Is literally nothing.
He just turned that water into steam.
Yeah, that was someone coming up and like patting you after you like scare them. So it was like, whoa, pat. They're not going to attack them after that. It was like, okay, what's going to happen now?
But if any of us receives 1 point of damage, it's like, hey, that thing has to die right now with maximum prejudice.
So I ask you this then, is a neutral elemental more wholehearted and morally centered than you all?
I mean,
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
probably.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, fine. Jerry, good on you, and I hope you make it through this campaign.
Jerry is going to make it through the campaign.
And Kruz, you guys need to make that forge because you guys are literally crafting this story, and I love it.
Well, we get to work on it while
The scene changes to
you have an intimate moment with Parker and his mother.
Oh yes. Suddenly the lights dim. Go up the stairs, everything pristine, Parker. Your room left untouched, so many years of you gone in the academy. The door closes.
So, what is it you'd like to talk about?
I'll pull out.
Sorry, wait a second. I was looking up fire elementals. Okay, now, sorry. What is it you'd like to talk about, my dear son?
I will pull out the violin and hand it out in front of me to my mother.
Ooh. My. That is one beautiful violin. My dear Parker, you could not have possibly have afforded this. Where did you get it?
The girl downstairs gave it to me.
In exchange for what?
No exchange. A gift. It is very particular. It can cast magic.
Oh, well, it's Magitech infused instruments. I haven't heard of that since like the early days of Magitech, when it was kind of used for performances still. You know, it was back in my day. Magitech was a lot cheaper.
No,
you
Mother,
could use it
stop.
for performances
Look.
like that.
And I will take the violin from her and I will take the magic tech drive out.
Oh. And it
And I will cast just a basic cantrip. I'll just cast light.
Her eyes like almost blow out of their sockets as she looks up at this.
How did you do that? No way. There's no way. Magic has been gone for hundreds of years. And you said Janice gave this to you.
Correct.
What else can it do?
I don't know. I haven't really looked into it too much, actually.
Let me see it.
And I'll have an and I will hand it over.
As she looks at it this time, you notice the first time she was kind of plucking the strings with her thumb and examining the metal, kind of feeling the weight of it. This time, she is up close and personal, looking over every square inch of this instrument, up and down. And when she kind of turns it, because mind you, it is kind of like a half violin, it is a very strange make. Looking on the inside, she sees the name engraved in it. Kind of stops him.
Well, that is interesting. Do you know who this is?
No, I do not.
Cyrano Reinhardt. He was the founder of Magitech. He was the one who invented it, actually, many, many years ago.
Yes, so it's of Reinhardt make. But what of it?
Well, that's just it. If it was of true Reinhardt make, it would run off of Magitech. It shouldn't work up here anyway. Great artifacts have gone inert and have yet to be reinstated. With any form of magical power, Magitech or otherwise, there's no way this should be able to work. If this was indeed belonged to Tyrannel.
What belong to? What do you mean?
Well, inscriptions, if you were paying attention in some of my lessons as a kid, as a young child, anytime you inscribed a name, it was never your own. It was a gift to the next. So, someone inscribed Tyrannel Reinhardt and gave them the instrument. And the only one I could imagine who could have done that was Donich. Donich Reinhardt?
No, I understand. Wait, so this actually belonged to a Reinhardt?
Oh yes, most certainly. There's no reason why an instrument like this would not be owned by anyone less. This is of fantastic make and of even stranger quality. But Tyrannel even lived back before magic even left entirely, so an object such as this would almost be a party trick. You understand? It wouldn't be anything of extreme importance except for the fact that it is still retaining its magical qualities. I don't know how I feel about this.
I didn't put too much thought into it. Thinking about magic coming back hurt my brain.
Magic coming back. That is a statement that I never thought I'd utter.
I have other things to tell you. You may want to have a seat.
She kind of sits on your bed.
I've recently joined the local guild hall.
She is now standing.
Now sit back down. Look at me. I am fine.
No. You couldn't have joined the guild hall. You're going to school.
Yes, about school.
Don't tell me you...
I'm on hiatus.
For how long?
Indefinitely.
Parker.
Mother, I know you're upset, but look, an instrument that doesn't run off Magitech is one of the first steps of me joining the guild hall. I have other news. I was just recently on a contract, and Valia, she powered 2 clerics. I saw them be empowered by the power of the gods. They're not gone. I seen it with my own eyes.
Parker, that's... So what you're telling me, magic is returning to the world. The gods aren't gone. And what? Oh, Parker. And you dropped out of school?
That part is the least of our worries, but I do believe there's potential for magic to come back.